G'day, welcome, come gather around, boys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of PIVIQ. This is episode 9, and as you guys can see, I'm currently oxidizing some copper, because we will need a lot of it for today's episode. So we're just gonna wait for it to oxidize, then we'll collect it, and then we'll head back to the What? What's happening? Holy shit. Anyway, we are going to be making a village, a city, a town right here in this spot because our world needs a little bit of life and these pixel art builds aren't going to cut it. So in honor of us hitting 300 subscribers, I am going to be making this village and I am going to be making some of you guys the local residents. So stick around. But what is the plan? Well, we are going to start off by making a wall. Oh, not that kind of wall, Donald, but this kind of wall. And it'll probably have some kind of opening. Inside, there'll be around several buildings. There will be big buildings, there'll be small buildings, there'll be buildings with towers, but most of them will be made into shops for future episodes. Foreshadowing. And now that we have our buildings, we have our walls, we are going to sprinkle in some trees, some stone, some buttons, some decoration, and mix it all together, and boom! We got ourselves a city, town, and a village. Wow. Or as I like to call it, a citounge. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay. First things first, we need to collect some materials, obviously. And one of the few things that we need to get a lot of are bricks. We need a lot of bricks and we need a lot of dark oak logs. Lucky for us, we've made a tree farm in the last episode, which will give us absolutely nothing. It will give us nothing. Because this tree farm does not give us dark oak logs. Oh my god. But that is okay because we are surrounded by a dark oak forest. So, let's get chopping. And after 2 hours of deforesting, we now have 4 shulker boxes full of dark oak logs. So, it is time to get some bricks. So let's go ahead and find ourselves a lush cave where we get some clay balls, turn those into bricks, and then turn those bricks into bricks? What? Anyway. And now that we've collected around 10 shulker boxes full of clay balls, let's go ahead and use our super smelter from the last episode. And let's turn these clay balls into bricks, and those bricks into more bricks. With these 2 big ones out of the way, we can go ahead and collect the rest of the materials nice and easy. We will need different types of stones, and we can get that from our underground storage facility, where we keep all of our stones and all variants. So, let's grab some stone, some cobblestone, some granite, some diorite, and of course, some andesite. With those bad boys being collected, let's go ahead and speed run the rest of these materials, starting with azalea leaves. So now that we got all the materials that we might need for this build, it is time for us to start building. And what a better way to start building than to not build at all, because we still need to remove all the wheat that surrounds the iron golem farm. So I'm going to do that right now. It's done. Okay, everything is now drying up. All the farmland is now disappearing, which means we can start building the walls. We'll do the walls first and then we'll start with the actual building. So let's go. Yes. The wall is now finished, and doesn't it look big? Doesn't it look beautiful? Get out of here, Donald. But as you guys can see, this will be the perimeter of our citounge, and it is a mighty big wall. And now that it's done, let's move on. So the first thing I'm going to build is a tower right here, or like a big hotel thing right in the middle, just so we get our bearings, because everything will be, well, it'll be centered around it all along the edges and also next to the iron farm. The iron farm, yeah. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's go. And we are done with the first building. As you guys can see, the tavern slash bar slash hotel is now done, and it's time for us to move on. And our next building is going to be right here, I think, and we're going to make it into a flower shop because we will be using a lot of flowers. As you can see, we've got one up there at the moment, so we're going to make it right here, and I think we're going to be using bricks this time. So with that being said, let's get into it. And that is the second building done, the flower shop done. Tick! And doesn't it look amazing with all of its bricks, its granite, and its dirt, and of course this tower here, which really doesn't do anything, but just, it's there. Taking a look inside, there is nothing. That's because it'll take far too long to decorate each building after each one is built. So we'll do that at the very end. But in the meanwhile, I have sprinkled around some azalea leaves along the top and the edges, making it look like vines hanging down. And doesn't it look beautiful? And behind here, we'll have one of you guys as the store clerk selling me flowers. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. What is behind this door over here? Well, let's see. Ooh, it's the next building. Let's have a look. The House of L. I mean, the House of Iron is now done. But as you can see, it is not really made out of iron, it's just the name. But it does have the iron farm right behind it, and this thing does lead into it. Quite literally, it is still leading right into it, but we'll cover that up later on at the very end. But for now, this is now done. So to summarize, this is a shop, that is where you'll live. This is a bridge, this is my butt, and right here is where we'll be building our next build. This build will look a little bit different compared to the rest, and it is going to play an important role in the upcoming episode. So grab your popcorn, drink some water, and don't forget to subscribe, and let's go. And that is the chorus store. S. Done. Yes. The chorus stores. Yikes. This build I like in particular, just the way it turned out. It looks amazing with the purple, with the white, with the brown, and with the grey, and how these stairs just lead up into the living quarters. That's right, that's where you live, and that will be the store. Speaking of the store, this will be a chorus fruit store, and unlike the other three buildings, we have actually done an interior for this build because, like I said, this is an important build because we'll be needing it for the next couple of episodes. But for now, we need to make progress. As you can see, we still have a lot of space left. And we are going to put something in this space right here. In particular, we are going to be making a townhouse. That way, you guys have some space to live in. That being said, let's go. And that is the townhouse done. It is a nice and simple build. It uses the same color palettes and blocks as the previous builds. As you can see, there are also 2 levels, and each of those levels will fit 1 villager. And the wall and banners that you see at the front will indicate to us which shops own which townhouse. So far, we have made 5 different types of buildings in this town. We have the townhouse, we have a small shop, a big shop, a building with a bridge and tower, and of course, the biggest building we have built, a tavern with a hotel at the top. These 5 different types of buildings will be the different variants that will populate the rest of this town. So with that being said, we are going to head into one final time lapse of me finishing these different types of buildings. Then I will go through and add some footpaths, some grass, some trees, and other decorations to make this town feel more alive. And then we'll start adding in the villagers. So, with that being said, let's go. Nice. Welcome back, guys, from the time-lapse. I hope you did enjoy that. From that time-lapse, you may have seen that we are now finished with all the buildings within the town, which means it's time for us to decorate the floors. As you can see, there is not much going on with the ground of this town, but we're going to fix that, and we're going to fix that by first gathering some grass. Now, let us plant these bad boys, starting with this one here. The grass is done, which means it's time for the footpath, and we're gonna do that real quick, and I mean real quick, like boom. Yes, sir, we are now done with the footpath, and as you can see, we didn't end up using the cobblestone, but we did use gravel instead. For some added detail, I did end up putting some drain system under each of these pipes which come out of the buildings. I think it turned out really nice. The footpaths do stretch throughout the entire town, and this one currently takes us into the town center. Now I know what you're thinking. Guy, what is this circle? Why is there a circle here? Well, that is a good question. That is because we are going to be putting a big tree right here in this town center, and it is going to look amazing. It is going to look fabulous, and we are going to do that right now. So, yeah, enough of my talking. Okay, sapling, and we'll plant it right in the center, and we'll walk away, and we'll give it some time to grow, and holy, that looks good. Don't mind the items in my hopper, but doesn't it look amazing? We have some lights on it, and of course we have a bell because this is like the town center, I guess. And I also did make a grow one over here as well. Okay, now that we have made the trees, we can go ahead and start adding you guys into the village, and then we'll call it an episode. So, let's go. And with a push of a lever, these villagers are now been given permission to breed. And breed they have. And when they are of age, they will pass through the tube of puberty, waiting for us to call upon them. Such is life. Okay then, so now that we got all the guys backed up in here, it's time for us to set up the rail system that will lead you into this town. So, let's also grab some name tags. And with a push of a button, you're free to go. It's a Mario. What am I saying? Oh, it's way too late for this. Alright, let's start naming each and every one of you. You shall be Helen. You will be Bernard. You will be Sean. You will be Melvinu. And you shall be Poppy. and you shall be Helen. Wait, did I have 2 Helens? Well, alright guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This was a big build, but hopefully it's not a very long video. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to smash that like button and share if you'd like, and maybe consider subscribing. If not, all good in the hood. I have no idea what just happened, but I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye. By the way guys, I did forget to mention that I did not do all the decorations for all the buildings, so I will be doing that on twitch.tv. The link will be down there in the description below. So if you guys did just want to chill and see me do that, and also just have a tour of the village, come by. I'll see you there. And thanks again.